Let's work our way to some hand balances. We'll do crow, we'll do flying pigeon, well at least standing pigeon. Some of us might fly, we'll see how it goes. Come onto your back. Feet are on the ground, knees are bent, resting the hands on the belly, eyes closed. Inhale and exhale through the nose, long deep breaths. Slow breaths. Try and keep the chin tucked so you've got length in the back of the neck. Use a cushion if you need to. Interlace the hands, extend the arms towards the ceiling, pulling the shoulders towards the ground. Extend the legs on the ground, bring the arms over the head, full body stretch. Take a bit of a side stretch, getting into that banana shape, stretching out the side body. Stretch out the other side. Recenter. Walk the feet back in. We're going to go up and down into bridge. Inhale as you go up, pushing into the ground just before you come up with the hips. Exhale as you go down. Nice and slow, and then release the tension. Relax slightly. Inhale coming up. Exhale down. Relax. Inhale up. Exhale down. You're keeping the legs parallel. Those legs are working. Core is working as you come up. And we're taking our time here, getting more benefit from this. Inhale up. Exhale down. Just repeat a couple more times. So the next time you're up in bridge, hold bridge pose. You don't have to bring the hips up super high. You can keep the hips nicely lined up with the knees and the shoulders, especially if you have any back concerns. Don't take the hips up super high. But interlace the hands and start walking the shoulders in a little closer. And then push the arms, the hands into the ground. Feet glued to the mat, and pull the feet in towards you and breathe. We come down as we release the arms. We extend the right leg on the ground and we bring the left leg up to the ceiling, holding onto the back of the leg, and just work on the foot. Point and flex the foot. And then just circle in one direction. And then circle in the other direction. And then point and flex again. Switch legs, holding onto the back of the other leg, point and flex. And then circle in one direction. And then the other direction. both feet to the ground. Keeping the right foot on the ground, you bring the left ankle onto that right leg and you just try and push that left leg away from you, opening that left hip. Keeping that left foot nicely flexed, heel pushed out, toes pulled in. Feel that opening of that hip. Breathe, don't hold the breath. We switch, opening the other side. And then we switch again, but this time we transition into reclined pigeon, pulling the legs in closer and just rocking from side to side. A little bit of massage on the lower back. We switch and rock. The back should feel good. We hold onto the back of both legs. We rock ourselves up, boat, hold boat, arms either side of the legs, back as neutral as you can get. Any back concerns, you know, you have to hold onto the legs. If your back is good, you can release. You can add a little bit more challenge by raising the legs, straightening the legs up. But try and keep that back neutral, keep that middle section nicely engaged, and breathe. Take hold of the back of the legs, pull the feet in, and come onto your hands and knees. And let's work on cat-cow a few times. Inhale, belly down, head up. Exhale, round and chin tucked. Inhaling into cow. Exhaling into cat. Slow. Working with the breath. And you're on the right arm and you're resting on the arm on the side of the face. We're trying to get a little bit of a stretch in the lower back here. So we're getting a stretch, getting a little bit of a twist. And then thread the needle other side. Back on our hands and knees, forearms to the ground, palms together, elbows directly under the shoulders, come into dolphin, hips up and back. You can keep the knees bent if you want. The toes, downward facing dog, walk the dog, bend one knee as you straighten the opposite leg. Good calf stretch. So if you've got tight calf muscles, tight Achilles tendons, this is a good one. Hold one leg straight, one knee bent. So you're looking towards the feet, you're pulling the armpits towards the ground, you're pushing the mat away from you. Try not to sink too much between the shoulder blades and breathe. And then we switch, stretching out the other leg. And then we look forward, we walk forward between the hands, inhaling halfway up, exhale folding forward and down. Hold the forward bend, bend the knees, head is relaxed, walk the hands over to one side. Again we're getting that back stretch in the lower back, should feel good. It's more of a back stretch than the hamstring stretch here. Or at least it should be. Back to center, and we just roll up. Inhaling as the arms come up. And then back back into mountain. Okay, let's do a little bit of flow, get ourselves warmed up. So come to the front of your mat and we'll do some sun salutations. Inhale, sweeping those arms up, looking up. Exhale as you fold forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands, we walk into plank. We bring the knees down, we bring the elbows in, chin chest forward and down, inhaling into an easy cobra. Exhale, down dog. We hold down dog. We look forward, we walk forward between the hands. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, folding forward, head relaxed. Inhale, breath, core brings us up. And we're back in mountain. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands. Plank, knees down, chin chest forward and down. Inhaling into cobra. Exhale, down dog. And we hold. So we're moving through the salutation pretty slow. We're using that breath. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, fold forward and down, releasing the breath. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands, we're in plank. Knees down, chin chest forward and down, inhaling into cobra. Exhale, down dog. And then just bring the knees down and just sit on the heels. So when we're doing that flow, we do that a lot. We're moving with the breath. If you're doing your own practice, try at different paces. Speed up the breath, go a little faster. See how that feels. Slow the breath down and go slower. See if you prefer that. You can hold different poses. You can hold it for a couple of breaths if you want. Walk forward, halfway up, folding forward, and then we come all the way up. And then we're back into mountain. This time we start off in chair. Bend the knees. Inhale as the arms come up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands. We're in plank. Now this time chaturanga if you want. Chaturanga, elbows in, you're bringing the whole body forward. So I'm bringing the whole body forward. I drop, I try and get the elbows at 90 degrees and then come all the way up. It's a challenge, a lot of upper strength. I'm pulling the belly in, engaging the core as I transition into down dog. Inhale the right leg up. And then this time we're going to go into star pose. You're shooting the leg over to the sides. So the hips are off the ground. If you'd rather do a side plank, that's just fine. But in star pose, you get more opening of the chest. A little bit more challenging. We switch. Extended down dog other side. And then into star pose. Opening up, keeping those hips off the ground, breathe. We come out of star pose, back into down dog. Look forward, walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up, exhale folding forward, head relaxed. And then we come up, we should go back into chair. If you start in chair, normally you finish in chair. and then we come back into mountain. Inhale into chair. Let's do a chair twist. You can twist to your right side. We take a look at the feet. We take the left foot back, knee down, into a low lunge twist. Crescent twist if you want, bringing the back knee off the ground. This one I feel it in the hip. I'm getting a hip stretch on this one. Also stretching out the back. We come back into plank. Chaturanga on knees, chin, chest to ground. Inhaling into up dog. Exhale, down dog. Look forward, walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, folding forward, knees bent. We're back in chair. We take the twist in the other direction. And then we take the right leg back, knee down. Low lunge twist. And maybe a high lunge twist, crescent twist. Hands either side of the front foot. We're back in plank, chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog. Knees down. We take a little breather, child's pose. Come out of child's pose. Sit on the heels, hands in line with the feet, open the chest, another back bend. Maybe lift the hips up and breathe. Hips down, we slide the hands forward again, and we come back into down dog. We look forward, walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up, exhale folding forward, knees bent, and we're back in chair, and then we come all the way into mountain. Okay, I'm moving the mat again, just a little bit of variety, hey? So let's work our way into the warrior poses and extended side angle. Come back to the front of the mat. Inhale into chair. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands. We're back in plank. Chaturanga. Inhaling to up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, we sweep that foot through. We're in warrior one. We come into warrior two. So warrior two, I like to hold these poses, but if you want to go faster when you're practicing, you can just do one pose per breath if you feel in that mood. But we're going to hold this, and we're going to add eagle arms. So we're going to take the back arm. It's going to be your left arm under the right arm. Adding a bit of a upper back stretch on this one. But keep your mental attention on that front knee. Don't let it fall in towards center. Keep it nicely lined up. Don't let the knee come forward of the foot. That keeps the knee nice and safe. Reverse warrior. And then we transition plank. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, we sweep that foot through. We're in warrior one. Hang out in warrior one. Warrior two. Take the feet a little wider, a little deeper maybe. Always keeping that knee directly over the ankle. Right arm under the left, eagle arms. Warrior two, reverse warrior, plank, chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog. Couple of breaths. And then we walk forward. Inhale halfway up. Exhale folding forward, knees bent. We're back in chair. And then we come all the way up. Warrior 1, Warrior 2, extended side angle. Let's work our way a little faster to begin with. Inhale into chair. Exhale folding forward. Inhale halfway up. Exhale we plant the hands, plank. Chaturanga, inhaling into up dog. Exhale down dog. Inhale right leg up. Exhale we sweep that foot through. Inhaling into Warrior 1. Exhaling into Warrior 2. Inhaling into Reverse Warrior. Exhale, extended side angle, and hold. So you can keep that forearm on that knee, on that leg, or you can let the hand come towards the ground, maybe towards a block. You need the flexibility in the hip to get this far. And if you want, you can do the bind. Again, if you're doing the bind, you're trying to open up. If the bind is tough, just skip it. You don't have to. But it's quite a hip stretch in the bind. Come out of the bind, back into Warrior 2, Reverse Warrior, and then into plank, and hold plank pose. Hold plank. Chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, we sweep that foot through. Inhaling into Warrior 1. Exhale, Warrior 2. Inhale, Reverse Warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. We should all be on the other side by now. Take whatever variation you want. I'm just going to slide my hand, left hand down to the ground, and then the bind. If you're taking the bind, you're trying to keep that lower arm centered on the upper thigh. If you find you're doing the bind and you're facing the ground, this is your pose. Just regular extended side angle. Okay, bring the hands in front of you on the ground. Extend the legs. So we're getting nice and wide with the legs. Outer edge of the feet pushed into the mat. Getting a stretch down the inside of the legs. And we just bend one knee, keeping the other leg straight, and we're just going from side to side. If it's too much of a stretch, you can walk the feet in a little closer. Inhale, coming up, exhale down. Just moving from side to side with the breath. Each time you're trying to get a little bit lower, just getting into that deeper stretch. This not only stretches out the adductors, the inside of the legs, but it stretches out the outer edges of the feet. And then we're just going to hold it on one side for a breath or two. And also try and engage those quad muscles, no lazy kneecaps. Inhale up, over to the other side. And then we even. We bring the right hand to center, we open up to the side, and we take the twist, keeping that top arm nicely lined up with the back, and breathe. And then we switch over to the other side. And then we bring that hand down, and we walk the feet together, heel toe, heel toe. Okay, there we go. Tree. We're on the left foot. You bring in the right foot inside that standing leg. Palms together, palms to chest. Shoulders relaxed. Again, quads engaged. Arms up whenever you're ready. You're breathing. You're reaching up with the arms, but you're slightly pulling the shoulder blades down. We bring the hands down, the legs down, we shake. The legs, the arms, loosen the shoulders. Tree other side. The top foot is below or above the knee. Standing legs active. Arms up whenever you're ready. Keep your focus. This is a great way to strengthen that standing leg, strengthen the foot. Helps with the balance. And release. Chair pose. Extend the arms to the side. Bring the left arm under the right arm. Eagle. If the left arm is under the right, you bring the left leg on top. You squeeze those legs and maybe hook the foot. Keep the knee happy. You recenter the arms, you lift the arms up slightly, you lean back, you go a little deeper into the pose. And breathe. I do eagle a lot and I always find it challenging. Shoulder stretch, hip stretch, balance. Other side, right arm under left. Chair, right leg on top, squeeze the legs, hook the foot perhaps. Center the arms, lift the arms up, lean back and breathe. And release and just shake things out. Okay, what did I promise? Crow, some hand balances. So let's start off with crow. You guys should be good at crow pose. We know that we come up controlled, we do not kick up. We just take it nice and slow. We find that nice center of gravity. We come into a squat, Bakasana. If you don't want to do crow, you can just hang out here. If you're afraid of coming onto your head, you can put a cushion there. You can stand on the block to make it easier. So my hands in front of the feet, onto my tiptoes, knees onto the back of the arms. I'm looking forward all the time. You never look between the legs, you're always looking forward. You're bringing your weight onto the forearms. You let one foot come up, engage the core. You let the other foot come up, float up. You bring the big toes together and you just hang out here. You're breathing. And we come back out. Okay, piece of cake. Slightly different way to get into it. Inhale the arms up. Exhale as we fold forward. This time, I'm coming rather than into the squat, I'm coming from a forward bend. I'm on my toes. I'm trying to get the knees as high up the arms as I possibly can. And then I just bring my weight onto those upper arms. I'm not kicking up. You never kick up. It's never going to happen if you kick. You're looking forward all the time. You're breathing. The back should be happy. The back is rounded, but the core is engaged. And you come down. And if you want, you can jump back into chaturanga, up dog, down dog. You could come into a headstand, but I'm not going to do that here. If you're not adept at headstand, don't try it unless you've got somebody to supervise. But if you're good at headstands, you can go from here. And what I do is I just bend my arms as much as I can, and then I just tuck the chin, and in a controlled manner you come onto the top of the head, and then you can bring the legs up. But be safe with that. Standing pigeon, if you don't want to do standing pigeon, you can just do regular pigeon, recline pigeon again, like this. But basically standing pigeon is the same pose, but we're on the standing instead of on our backs. Right foot is on the ground, knee is bent, and you're bringing the other foot on top. Actually, I have a block handy as well. So on the right foot, outer left ankle on that right leg, and just start off resting the hands on that top leg. Knee of the standing leg is bent, so this is standing pigeon. Now if you want to go a little deeper, the block is there just to help you keep your balance. We're just getting a nice hip stretch here. If you can go even deeper, you can bring your fingertips onto the ground, whatever it feels like. Good outer hip stretch. We switch over to the other side. You're on the left foot, bringing the right foot, outer ankle onto that lower leg. You can start off one hand on the leg, one hand on the foot. You can bring the hands onto the block. Block can be any height. The more you bend the knee of that standing leg, the more you're going to feel the stretch. You can bring the fingertips to the ground and breathe. Ultimately, we're trying to get contact between that top leg and the chest. If you can get that contact, maybe you can fly. Flying pigeon. I'm going to start off on my left foot. I bring the hands down to the ground. This foot is nice and active, and you want to try and get this top foot gripping the upper left arm. You're pushing the other arm into the upper part of the shin. And then you bring, just like crow, we're bringing our weight forward. I'm really gripping that upper arm, and then I'm bringing that back foot off the ground, and I'm trying to extend that leg into flying pigeon, which I can't hold for too long because I haven't done that for a while. Phew. Other side. So you're on the right foot. Let's show you from this direction. So this foot, top foot, is going to grip that arm. So I'm pushing into the crux of the foot and then pushing into the other leg. I'm grabbing the arm with the foot and I just wiggle the toes back, bringing my weight forward. I let the foot float, and if I'm lucky I can get that back leg up and fly, and then just for a short distance. Okay, I know they're crazy poses. Sometimes they're fun to try. What else can we try? Okay, this is another nice hand balance. Tittibhasana, I think it's also called Firefly. Now this one, we bring the hands between the legs. So my fingertips are more or less lined up with the heels. And this one, you might sort of land on your sit bones, so just be aware of that. Then I walk my feet forward and I just let the sit bones drop. I'm going to take the hands a little bit wider. So my sit bones are dropping a lot. And then I'm just going to bring the legs up. And I'm trying to straighten the legs. I can't get them totally straight, it won't happen. Sometimes you can cross one foot on top of the other foot as well. Coming out is a challenge. Sometimes, as I say, people just land on the sit bones. It's not far to sort of drop down onto your sit bones, so if that happens, hopefully it's not going to bother you, it's not going to hurt you. But that's the fun one. Legs wide, hands between the legs. You let the hips drop, and then you bring the legs up, and you're trying to extend the legs to the side, and you're breathing. Tittibhasana, breathe, and we come out. A lot of weight on the wrists, so afterwards just stretch out the wrists in the other direction, bringing the back of the hands together. And then just shake out. So there's other balance poses. There's the handstand, of course. There's peacock. There's another one where you're sort of doing the splits. I'm not sure if I remember how to do this one. Where you've got one leg forward and the other leg back. And then there's of course the crow we did, and there's a side crow, which is challenging because you're adding a twist while you're in the crow pose. And one leg is suspended off one arm. That's a real challenge. Come onto your back. Extend the legs, take a full body stretch. Walk the feet in, arms either side of you, legs from side to side. Take your time. Inhaling as the knees come up, exhale down. Recenter, pull both knees in, touch the ground with the toes, and then back in. So we're doing a little bit of core work. So we're just pulling the knees in and then toes back to the ground. One leg straight, one knee bent, and switch. Keeping the core engaged, keeping the back pushed into the ground. Add the arms. One knee comes in, opposite arm over the head, synchronizing the movement of the arms and the legs. Both feet to the ground. A little bit tougher one here. You just arms either side of you, and you're pulling the knees in, but you're bringing the lower back and the tailbone off the ground, keeping the knees bent all the time. You're breathing, you're not holding the breath. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come onto your side. Support the head. Legs are straight, legs are slightly forward of the hips. Top foot pointing towards the ground, and you just bring that leg up and down. So this is going to stretch and strengthen the gluteus medius, the outside of the hip. Turn the heel towards the ground, but this time it lands behind that bottom leg, and you're going to have to lean slightly forward so you don't roll onto your back. Raise and lower the leg, full range of motion. And then make big circles with that top leg, going in one direction. You're going to feel this in the hips. And then circle in the other direction. Bring that top foot in closer so you've got room to bring the bottom leg up and down. Strengthening the inside of the thigh of that bottom leg. Circle one direction. Circle in the other direction. This is more like Pilates-like than yoga, but this is good. We switch over to the other side. So you can rest the head all the way down or onto your hand, whatever feels good. Legs are straight, legs are slightly forward of the hips. Top leg up and down, toes pointing downward. Heel down behind the bottom leg, lean slightly forward, raise and lower the leg, full range of motion. Trying to bring the leg up a little bit higher each time. Big circles, one direction. And then circle other direction. Top foot in front, raise and lower the bottom leg. Circle one direction. other direction. And then lie face down. And bring one leg up and down. Other leg. Bring both arms up, both legs up, look up, breathe. Find the feet. Try and keep the knees fairly close, don't let them spread out too much. Using a lot of leg strength, pulling the legs away and up into Dhanurasana. Breathe. Come all the way down. Relax. Bring the hands under the shoulders into child's pose, stretching out the back. And then finally into twist. The rain, so good. Seated twist. I'm going to twist to my left. So you want to keep the shoulders nice and relaxed. So you can either hug the knee or you can bring the arm outside, whatever feels good, into that twist, looking behind you. And then we twist in the other direction. Come out of the twist, onto your back, into Shavasana. If you have any back, a niggly back, having the knees bent is good, or maybe you just find it more comfortable. Sometimes I do this. I keep my knees bent, relax, eyes closed. Moisten the lips, close the eyes, focus on the breath. Just letting yourself sink into the ground. And then just roll over to one side and slowly come up into a seated position. Rest the hands on the legs. Create a circle with the thumb and the index finger. Getting the back neutral, shoulders soft. Keeping attention on the breath. You can hear the sound of the air flowing through the throat as you breathe. Inhale as the arms come up. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Keep the palms together. Come into Namaste and fold forward.